Hello. Today we're going to take a look at our introductory PowerPoint Introduction to Agriculture Risk Management. Hopefully you've had some time to look through materials, got yourself organized, and you're ready for the course. So let's go ahead and get started. Risk has always been a part of agriculture, but farming in America is a ballgame that's changed dramatically over the past few years. Increasingly, farmers and ranchers are learning that it is now a game with new rules, new stakes, and new risks. Yeah, there's a lot of risk involved in agriculture. That's what we're going to talk about in this class. Hopefully, give you an understanding of how to manage some of those risks. Certainly certainly a lot of great things involved in agriculture also. But the nation's most successful farmers are looking at deliberate and knowledgeable approach to risk management as a vital part of their game plan. For them, risk management means farming with confidence in a rapidly changing world. It is the ability to deal with risks that come with new, attractive farming opportunities. The urgent need for risk management skills stems from many changes in producers' business environments. In this environment, opportunities have increased, but so have the risks. A changing government role is one of the most important changes affecting producers' risks. Right now, this is the year 2019, January of 2019, and right now we are involved in a big trade war, let's call it, with some of our largest agricultural importers or customers. Why are we in the trade war? Some people say politics. Of course, there's people blaming both parties. And in any case, it's the government, the leaders of our government, who are in the middle of this trade war. Does that affect us as agricultural producers? Yes, it does. Also, the government has passed market-oriented farm legislation and crop insurance reforms, which allow producers to be more active in managing their profit opportunities and risks. We got to remember that a lot of us get upset about government. We don't like government. We don't like regulation. But also, government does supply some really useful and helpful marketing tools and, risk management tools, like subsidized crop insurance, for example. Outside forces are a big uh, factor that affects our risks. What I mean by outside forces are um, things that we can't control. That these are factors that are forcing producers to make risky but potentially profitable decisions regarding their business. So some examples of outside forces include increased global competition, rapid changes in the structure of production agriculture, changes in the marketing of agricultural products in the farm supply sector, new technology, and more volatile weather patterns. All of those are outside forces. We also have risk connections. Okay, what do we mean? Increasingly, decisions in a certain risk areas are affecting the riskiness and profitability of other areas or other aspects of farming. For instance, more lenders are now requiring sound business plans before approving credit. Thus, good management of marketing risks can lower borrowing costs and result in long-run financial stability. As farmers become more aware of the many such connections between their risks, the need for effective risk management will increase. Yes, lenders and lending institutions are requiring a lot more paperwork, folks, because banks are trying to manage their risk. And when a farmer does a better job, when they have a better plan, they are less risky, and therefore a bank is more apt or more inclined to want to do business with that prospective lending candidate. So, risk management tools, there's a broad array of established risk management tools. At the same time, a growing interest in agricultural risk management is encouraging the development of exciting new risk management tools. Yeah, right now there's a new risk management tool has just been established for dairy producers so that they can lock in the price for their milk or a base price for their milk out into the future months while leaving their top side open if price goes up further. By learning about by learning about and using these tools, U.S. farmers and ranchers can build the confidence they need to deal with both risks and exciting opportunities. No two people share the same goals in life. All of the people involved in a family business must share some common goals. Identifying those shared goals, involving everyone in the goal setting process, and then acting together to achieve those goals should be a serious effort that focuses both on the individual and the organization. Yeah, I don't care if it's a marriage or a business, a farm business, everyone involved has to have like minded goals. A much greater chance of being successful. Many times, the hardest thing about setting risk management goals is reconciling different views about risk. People have different answers for the same fundamental questions. For example, what are the risks? What are our risks? What's an acceptable level of risk? Yeah, we all vary a little bit in the level of risk we're willing to accept or we're willing to take. And then what are we willing to do about those risks? Recognizing and acting on opportunities as well as trying to minimize losses can help shape agreement on fundamental risk management goals. Some benefits of goal setting: it reflects your values, your interests, your resources, capabilities. An honest goal setting session for yourself, your family, and your business will cause you to take inventory of those things. Some other benefits of goal setting: provides a basis for your decisions and a focal point for everyone involved. Well understood organizational goals allow every individual in the organization to set realistic personal goals. Other benefits: it establishes priorities for the allocation of scarce resources. What things will you do today and what things will you do in the future? If you only have so much money, which is the case for most of us, if we only have so much money available, what are we going to do with that money? Where are we going to invest it to try to make more money? Or where are we going to use that money for to benefit our family? What priorities have you established for using the profits from the farm? Do you want to expand? Do you play it conservatively and put the money in a savings account? Maybe we want to buy land, pay for college, pay down debt. No matter what we do, we want to provide a means for measuring progress. If we're just simply trying to build a savings account, that's pretty simple. We watch our bank accounts, determine is it increasing? What's happening there? We can easily test ourselves by looking at our bank accounts in that case, or if our goal is to pay down debt, pretty simple. Look at your debt load. What's happening to the amount of liabilities that you have? Which decisions made progress towards your goals and which decisions need to be reevaluated? Yeah, if you have goals, that's pretty easy. It's never easy, but it certainly helps us to determine, did we make good decisions or not? Did they help us reach our goals or not? So, some other things we should ask ourselves: are my goals written, reasonable, and measurable? Are my goals attainable in my lifetime? Have I shared my goals with everyone involved in the business, and have they shared their goals with me? All risks, our goals help us manage risk, yes. Okay, so what about our risk tolerance? Your risk tolerance is reflected in the ways you choose to manage risk. Understanding your choices and considering each of them may cause you to change your management style to more closely reflect your tolerance of risk. Risk can be handled in one of five ways or in certain combinations of the five. We can retain risk, we can shift, reduce, self insure, or avoid. Okay, what if we retain risk? Retaining risk with no protection from downside risk, as in holding an unpriced commodity. Okay, for example, yeah, we have 100,000 bushels of corn in our bins. We don't price it ahead. That's basically retaining all risk. You are accepting the risk that price may go down. If it does, you're going to take the loss. That is called retaining risk. If we shift risk, maybe we have a contractual arrangement where someone else takes on some of the chance of a negative occurrence in exchange for a premium. The more risk you shift, the higher the cost. So, for example, if we're marketing grain, if we enter the futures market and we hedge a crop of corn or we set a floor price by using an option, we are shifting the risk of downside prices by entering a futures contract. We'll talk about that throughout this course. You've all had Intro to Ag Markets, and that class we studied the futures market, futures or hedging with futures and options at length. So hopefully you remember that. Reducing risk is another way to handle risk. Keeping fences in good repair to keep livestock off the highway, and a marketing plan that locks in some level of guaranteed return are examples of reducing risk. We can also self insure. This is where the manager maintains emergency reserves that funded from previous year's profits. The profits are retained and serve as a safety net if there's a financial loss. So in other words, just simply have money in the bank to help you get through tough times is what we're saying here. That's self-insuring. Avoiding risk, not selecting a particular enterprise, not pushing either end of planting windows, not in other words, not planting too early, not planting too late. Not increasing your debt to asset ratio beyond your comfort level. That's avoiding risk. I think we all understand avoiding risk. So, what's your risk tolerance? Any risk must be evaluated for its frequency of occurrence and its possible negative consequences. As a general rule, formal insurance strategies are available for risk with low occurrences but with severe negative consequences. Examples include disability, health insurance, crop insurance, and life insurance. Some benefits of identifying your risk tolerance and assessing your risks. It allows you to identify and exclude those alternatives which expose you to unacceptable risk. It helps you guide providers of risk management services to the best options for you. Also, you ensure that your insurance dollars will be spent wisely and increases the likelihood that you will select the best combination of risk management strategies. We'll get into insurance strategies at length later in the course. So in this course, we will be exploring various sources of risk and the techniques used to manage that risk. And so I hopefully you enjoyed our discussion today. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to give me a call, and I'll do my best to help you out.